Hello, my name is Frédéric Faure and I am from Grenoble University. I would like to thank the organizers of the ICMP conference. In this talk, I would like to present some work done with Masato Tsuji from Kyushu University. The title of this talk is Band Structure of the Ruel Spectrum of Anosov Geodesic Flows. We will start with a subtitle that is a question, in fact. Does quantum dynamics emerges from a classical chaotic dynamics? This work is based on a recent paper that you can find on arXiv here. In the first part of this talk, we will try to explain the meaning and then the motivation of the following question. Does the quantum behavior naturally emerges in an Anosov geodesic flow on a compact Riemannian manifold N? So first, we recall that a geodesic flow is the Hamiltonian dynamics of a free particle that moves with unit velocity on the manifold N. In fact, the dynamics takes place on the unit cotangent bundle of N that we have drawn here. The sphere of directions of the velocity is represented here by a vertical dashed line. In the unit cotangent bundle, called M, the flow is generated by a vector field X defined from an Hamiltonian function that is simply, in this case, the norm of the momentum vector P. If the manifold N has negative curvature, then the geodesic flow is Anosov. It means that each trajectory is unstable, with a transversally unstable direction EU and stable direction ES. As a consequence, although the dynamics is deterministic, it looks like chaotic, unpredictable and confusing. On this picture, you can observe that if you put a tiny adhesive strip on a vase, starting from a given point and a given direction, then it will follow the corresponding unique geodesic. In a zone with negative curvature, as we have here, you can also observe the sensitivity of a trajectory with respect to initial conditions. On this picture, you can observe that on a smooth surface with flat parts, if the size epsilon of a part that has negative curvature goes to 0, then the dynamics of the geodesics is similar to a dynamics of particle in a dispersive billiard with reflection on a boundary. The negative curvature here is in fact concentrated on the boundaries where the reflection takes place. On this picture, we start with a smooth distribution on phase space. Here, phase space means the unit cotangent bundle. And this distribution has initially a very small support. The distribution is transported by the geodesic dynamics in the billiard. We observe that due to dispersive reflection on the boundaries, the distribution spreads very rapidly over the surface, and for a long time it seems to converge to a uniform distribution over the phase space called equilibrium state. Here, the colors correspond to different directions for the velocity. Mathematically, this convergence is in the weak sense of distributions and is called the mixing property of the dynamics. Later, we will not be interested so much with the equilibrium state, but we will be interested by some small fluctuations around this equilibrium state. Now, let us explain the words quantum behavior that appear in the initial question. There is a correspondence between classical Hamiltonian function and operators called quantization. For example, to the component pg of the momentum vector, we associate the operator of partial derivative with respect to the space variable qg. Then, for the Hamiltonian of the geodesic flow, namely the norm of p, we get the so-called wave operator, that is the square root of the Hodge Laplacian operator. This wave operator is the generator of the evolution equation for a function ut on the manifold n, and this gives the wave equation. In summary, the wave equation on n is the quantum dynamics that corresponds to the geodesic flow. In semi-classical analysis, there are some important theorems called WKB-Farrew and Egorov theorem. They show that in the limit of small wavelength, the solution ut of the equation is approximately transported by the geodesic flow, as somehow this picture shows. In physics, the manifestation of this property is that geometrical optics with rays, that is an Hamiltonian dynamics, is a good approximation of wave optics because the wavelength is around micrometer. Similarly, the classical mechanics of Newton or Hamilton is a good approximation of the quantum wave mechanics of Schrödinger. However, this is important to observe that our initial question concerns the opposite direction. Does the wave equation appears as an approximation of the geodesic flow? So, let us first discuss some indications for this, and even before, we will present the geodesic flow from a different point of view, namely functional analysis. We have seen that the dynamics of the geodesic flow is the evolution of points or particles on a contingent space, but it also defines a natural evolution of functions by pullback. The generator of this pullback operator is the vector field x itself, seen as a derivation operator. Let us observe that the L2 adjoint of the pullback operator, called Ruel transfer operator, is a push-forward operator that transports probability densities under the flow. For example, the action on a Dirac measure at point M is the Dirac measure at point phi of M, as the evolution of particles under the flow. Considering the vector field as an operator is a very fruitful point of view because the important questions of understanding long-time behavior of the dynamics correspond to questions about the spectrum of X, eigenvalues, and eigenfunctions of this operator that are invariant objects. There have been a lot of progress along this direction these last years, from the important work of David Ruel to more recent work of young mathematicians. In particular, a theorem of Butterley and Liverani shows that an Anosov vector field X, or more generally an axiom A flow, has an intrinsic discrete spectrum in some adequate anisotropic Sobolev space. This Sobolev space is not the L2 space, but contains smooth functions. This discrete spectrum is called the Ruel spectrum of the vector field X. However, The discrete spectrum of the vector field X is not obvious at all in general. There is only one obvious eigenvalue, that is 0, for the eigenfunction that is a constant function, just because X is a derivation. For simple models, the real spectrum can be computed sometimes. For example, for a contracting linear vector field on R, where the origin is a fixed point, we can check that the eigenfunctions are the monomials x power k, and the corresponding eigenvalues are the negative integers minus k. Let us consider now another very special model, the geodesic flow on a compact surface with constant negative curvature. This can be modeled using group theory, namely here, the cotangent unit cotangent bundle or phase space is the three-dimensional SL2R group quotiented by a co-compact subgroup gamma. Using representation theory of SL2R, we obtain an explicit description of the discrete real spectrum of the geodesic vector field X. This corresponds to some work done by Selberg in the 50s, also Marina Ratner, Flaminio Forni, Dyatlov Guillermo, and myself later. From the so-called principal series of SL2R, the real spectrum are eigenvalues that belong to vertical lines. The real part of these lines are at minus 1 over 2, minus 3 over 2, minus 5 over 2, etc. So minus 1 over 2 minus integer k. And the imaginary part is plus or minus square root of mu L minus 1 over 4, where mu0, mu1, mu2, etc. are eigenvalues of the Laplacian operator on the compact surface N. Here, the Laplacian operator appears because this is the Casimir operator of the group, a very special operator that commutes with every vector field in the Lie algebra. So, on each vertical line, we see the appearance of the wave operator. I want to say the square root of the Laplacian. In fact, there are other discrete real eigenvalues on the real axis on negative integers. To understand the meaning of the real spectrum from a dynamical point of view, let us observe that if X has an eigenvalue A plus I omega, then the pullback operator exponential Tx has eigenvalue exponential Et times exponential I T omega, where the real part A, if it is negative, gives some exponential decay, and the imaginary part omega gives some oscillations. So, in conclusion, up to a finite number of eigenvalues that may be dominant as the equilibrium state, we can say that the long-time behavior of the geodesic flow is governed by the effective operators on the first few vertical lines, namely the wave operator with some exponential damping. If we want to understand the long-time evolution of a smooth probability distribution under the Anosov geodesic flow, this would describe some exponentially small fluctuations above the equilibrium state, and these fluctuations will be described by the wave equation, namely the corresponding quantum dynamics. So this is what we guess from this spectral picture. We have therefore observed an indication for the emergence of quantum dynamics from the geodesic flow of a particle on constant negative surface. One may wonder if this is an exceptional algebraic phenomenon or if it can be present also for more general Anosov geodesic flow, namely on a Riemannian manifold with non-constant negative curvature. To present our results, we first need to present some effective classical dynamics that will appear later and the corresponding vertical bands. So from now on, we consider a general Anosov geodesic vector field X on a manifold M, that is the unit cotangent bundle of N. Let K be a positive integer. For every point M on a manifold M, we consider ES, that is the stable direction of the dynamics. This is a linear subspace of a tangent space. Then, pole K of ES is the vector space of homogeneous polynomials of degree K on ES. We take the tensor product with the one-dimensional space of the dual of half densities on ES. This gives a vector space called Fk. Globally, on M, this gives a vector bundle Fk over the manifold M. And sections of this vector bundle Fk evolve under the geodesic flow, and we will call Xfk the generator of this evolution. The spectrum of Xfk in L2 space of sections is contained in a vertical band in the spectral domain, whose real part is in the interval gamma k minus, gamma k plus, with gamma k minus and gamma k plus defined from these explicit expressions in terms of the dynamics. For example, in the case of a surface with constant negative curvature, since the Lyapunov exponent is constant equal to -1, then we deduce that gamma k plus or minus is -1/2 minus k. So the vertical bands are simply the vertical lines that we have seen before. We have also some general estimates for gamma k plus or gamma k minus in terms of the minimal and maximal Lyapunov exponents. In particular, we see that if k is large, then the bands are far on the left. However, bands can overlap if the Lyapunov exponents are very different. Now we can present the main result of this talk. This concerns an Anosov geodesic vector field X, or more generally, a contact Anosov vector field on a contact manifold M. For any integer big K, that is the number of effective bands, there exists an anisotropic subspace H omega such that for any positive time t, we can choose parameters sigma 1, sigma 2, large, and they are explained later. We can choose a large cutoff frequency omega and obtain the following equation. The pullback operator by the geodesic flow exponential Tx is equal to the sum of quantum evolution operators over the first k plus 1 bands plus some finite rank contribution that contains, for example, the equilibrium state, plus a correction that is small in operator norm, if t is large and k is large also. This theorem shows, indeed, that for a long time some quantum behavior emerges from the classical dynamics of the Anosov geodesic flow up to some finite rank effects. We discuss now some direct consequences of this previous theorem. First, we have seen that the L2 spectrum of the generators Xfk, called symbols, are contained in vertical bands. as a consequence, due to quantization, the discrete real spectrum is also contained in the same vertical bands up to some corrections that are small in the high frequency limit. Here, the high frequency limit, also called semi-classical limit, is when omega, the imaginary part of z, goes to infinity. So, in fact, with this analysis, we do not control what happens when omega is small. The finite rank operator R omega may also give a finite number of real eigenvalues at low frequencies, in particular the equilibrium state at 0. Moreover, in each band, the real spectrum is discrete, and we get an asymptotics for the density of eigenvalues when omega becomes large. This is called Weyl law. Observe that the density grows like omega power d, with a precise prefactor. This comes from the measure of the symplectic volume for the corresponding effective classical dynamics. Similar band structure have been observed in different models. For example, Simon Dyatlov get a band structure and Weyl law for a regular normally hyperbolic trap set, a model that is used to describe waves around a black hole. Mihailo Shekic and Colin Guillermoux have also obtained a description of the first band for the real spectrum of a contact another flows in dimension 3 using Eurocycle operators. The proof of the previous theorem relies on the use of semi-classical analysis for the pullback operator exponential Tx. An important ingredient is the use of a metric on the cotangent bundle. This metric is compatible with the symplectic structure and adapts to the dynamics. From this metric, we define a wave packet transform, or FBI transform, that allows to do the analysis on the cotangent bundle T star m. This metric measures the size of wave packets, or somehow the uncertainty principle. We can give more technical details about the proof. So here we have the Anosov geodesic flow on the manifold M. The flow takes place on M, but it is natural in microlocal analysis to consider the lift flow on the cotangent bundle T star M. Since the flow is Anosov and contact, it preserves the Liouville one-form A. That is a contact one-form. This invariant one-form A defines a symplectic submanifold sigma of T star M, shown here in green. And transversally, the dynamics of the lift flow is hyperbolic. Consequently, sigma is the so-called trap set or non-rendering set for this dynamics on T star M. Then, using some specific weight on T star M, we can neglect the outside of the trap set. This gives the anisotropic Sobolev norm that we have to work with. Now, we can work only with the trap set sigma, or more precisely, with a vicinity, a large vicinity of size sigma. Then, if you consider any point ρ on the trap set sigma, the tangent space T ρ of T star M is decomposed into the sum of the tangent direction to sigma plus the normal direction n ρ here in red. As usual, the passage from T star M to the base manifold M is expressed as a quantization. The result is that there is a contribution from the tangent direction to sigma that gives the internal quantum dynamics inside each band. And there is also a contribution from the normal direction n that gives the band structure with index k. For this last contribution, recall the simple one-dimensional model of a fixed point where monomials are eigenfunctions. Here, this is replaced by homogeneous polynomials of degree k. In conclusion, in this talk, we have considered the internal structure of the real spectrum of an Anosov geodesic flow beyond the equilibrium state. On this last slide, here is some unrelated observation of the surface of the sea, but we may find some similarities. Thank you very much for your attention.